Summer Series, Part 4. Hello and welcome to the Ignite Youth Podcast here at Waynfleet BIC Church, where we discuss life through the lens of our Anabaptist roots. My name is Julie Adams, and I'm joined by our summer intern, Emerson Marr.
Hello.
Welcome.
I'm excited to be here.
Good. Yes, if you're tuning in for the first time or haven't caught the last couple, throughout the summer, we're responding to questions from the youth and some from our leaders that they've come up with that are sort of maybe tough questions, burning questions, deep questions.
Something you may just be confused about. Yeah. Stuff like that.
Awesome. So we've talked about, what have we talked about so far?
I think you did your soul with Wes.
Yep. How to accept God's love.
Last time we did the Jewish people.
Yes. The chosen
and the
people.
chosen people.
Yeah.
And then you did one more with Wes, right?
How to accept God's love.
How to accept God's love. That was the other one.
Yeah. So this is number 4.
And today we're doing how do we love God but also fear him at the same time?
Good question.
It is a good question. So, I want to go kind of more into depth about how there's two different kind of fears in the Bible. I didn't really talk about that during the Instagram post summer series video because I was more just focusing on the question that we were given by, it was a leader that gave us this question.
Yep.
So I was more focusing on that part, but if you want to go see it, go check out the video.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are kind of two different kinds of fear in the Bible.
Yeah. Well, when I think about fear, first of all, I would think of being scared. Mm-hmm. I know I don't want to feel afraid.
Yep.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, you don't it's like you're feeling threatened or there might be danger or harm to you.
Yeah.
That's how you feel fear.
That's fear.
So why would God want us to fear him, right? That doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
That's why it's great for this series. But yeah, so in the video, I was kind of talking about how the one type of fear that we see in a lot of different verses is not actually fear, and how it has a different definition.
Okay.
Because back in the day, the archaic definition, if you look that up on Google, the archaic definition of fear, it says to stand in regard of God with reverence and awe. Ah. So, and if you're not sure what reverence or awe means, because those are kind of tougher terms, but they basically just mean have a really deep respect for something. Mm-hmm. So they don't actually mean fear. They mean more respect God and love him and live out your actions through him. That's kind of what God is saying when he says we should fear him. Mm-hmm. So that's the one side of fearing him that I talked about. But then there's this other kind of side of fear that I want to acknowledge that I think is important, especially because there's some verses that kind of contradict, maybe if you think all kinds of fear in the Bible are respect.
Yeah.
Just want to use this one verse as an example. It's 1 John 4:18. It says, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, for fear has to do with punishment. And whoever fears has not been perfected in love." So that kind of fear doesn't really represent respect, right?
No.
It's saying cast out fear. Fear is punishment. So this fear is actually considered a spirit of fear. This is the kind of the fear we understand today.
Okay, being scared
fear?
Yeah.
That's why it says punishment. If you're afraid you're going to get hurt, or that's why you love somebody, because you're afraid that if you don't, something bad might happen to you. That's not, God is trying to say that's not what love is. And that's not what we should be doing. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, those are the kind of two different kinds of fears that are in the Bible.
So historically, would this have been two different words? But we translate them both to fear?
I think they were both written out as fear. I looked through a whole bunch of different definitions or ways of writing the Bible. They both say fear.
Okay.
But more often in the New Testament, it says spirit of fear, which which is kind of how you can differentiate it. And also, if you just understand that sometimes fear means respect, if you try and put respect into and replace it instead of fear,
does it make sense or not?
If it doesn't make sense, then you know that you're probably talking about actual fear instead of that's how I would encourage you to understand it. But and I want to I thought of an example yesterday when I was kind of thinking of this again, which is I want to go back to the respect fear. Sure. So the one example I was thinking of is just to help kind of explain it. So if you like are throwing a birthday party for somebody, right? You like want it to be an amazing birthday party. Like you want you want them to love it, you want all the guests and people coming to love it, right?
Yeah, of course.
So you work really, really hard to kind of make it like amazing, right?
Yeah.
So there's just one article I saw that said that there is no fear. If there's no fear, then there's no passion. So if you want to be passionate about something, you need to have some kind of fear. So if you're passionate about like making this amazing birthday party, you kind of have to fear a little bit of like what might happen. Like it's if you're like a whole bunch of people you and like you respect them a whole bunch, you want it to be an amazing party, and if they come, they don't like it. Like that's what you're fearing, right? Like
you're fearing the
you're
failure.
fearing the failure. Just like, and if you replace God in there instead of like the people coming, you're afraid that you might kind of mess up
disappoint
and disappoint God.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a good example.
Right? So
that's a really good way to
I was
put
proud
it.
of that. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, and I just kind of want to go into more depth about this one verse.
Sure.
I kind of talked about it during the video, but 1 Peter 2:17, it says, show proper respect to everyone, love the family of believers, fear God, honor the emperor. So when I was talking about that in the video, I kind of just used that as an example. But if you really analyze it, it says, love the family members, or love the family of believers. Mm-hmm. And it says honor the emperor. Like those are two positive things, right? And then it says fear God.
That sounds like, ooh.
That's like a negative thing, right? So if you put respect there instead, you can see love the family of believers, respect God, honor the emperor. Like those are all more positive, like uplifting things.
Yeah.
So like fear, it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb there.
Yeah.
But if you understand what fear means, it kind of makes more sense.
Yeah, I see what you're getting at.
Right?
It does seem like the only one that one of
really,
these doesn't belong.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, when you're reading the Bible, you just kind of gotta be more like aware of like, especially the words of fear, because there's could be two different definitions, two different meanings for it. It's a little tricky, but
yeah,
if it doesn't make sense, then just switch it to respect, and then it should hopefully make more sense.
That's good advice,
right?
Yeah, it is good advice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Did you learn anything else? Did you have any closing thoughts, or does that wrap it up for today?
I think that's pretty much it. Just don't fear God, respect him. That's a big idea.
Well, but I think that that's something that is a common misconception in like the or in the secular world is that people think that they should be afraid of God in like he's going to like smite me, so I should be afraid of him, not he loves me and I should respect him. Right? That's the I'm sure
the
flip of it.
Yeah, but if you like look at there's a whole bunch of the stories in the Bible, you can see that God loves you. God loves all of us, and he doesn't want us to be afraid of him. He doesn't want us to fear him. He wants us to just like respect him and honor him. If you aren't really sure about that, then I encourage you to go if you just look at like the Jesus coming down and dying on the cross for us, like that was an amazing act of love that God did for us.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So God, he's a loving God. He's not a God that like treats us poorly or wants us to fear him. He like loves us and cares for us and wants us to just respect him. That's what he means.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Emerson.
Yes,
that was
thank
a good
you.
Good lesson and a good reminder today. So yeah, we look forward to more of these tough questions, and there's still room for more. If you'd like to submit a question, you can either get in touch with Pastor Wes at waynefleetbic.com, or you can get in touch with Emerson. He'd love to hear from you as well. He's around for the summer as our intern.
Yes.
And his email address is emersonmar@gmail.com.
You got it.
And mine is julie@waynefleetbic.com. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we look forward to connecting with you next week. Have a great week.
See ya.